everybody, to the Hot Tag Hooligans Wrestling Podcast show with myself, Aaron, and Tom. And tonight, listen, we had tons of people always asking us, when is he coming back? When is he coming back? And guess what? Tonight, he's back. He's the Frank Sinatra of the Spanish Mafia. He's the Puerto Rican Pitbull. It's Gino Rivera. How's it going, sir?
Hey, guys. How are you? Remember, and you can't forget this one. This is one of my favorites. The Latino Al Pacino, Gino Rivera. I love that one.
I feel like every time I'm on social media, a new nickname from you comes up, so I can't keep track of all this stuff.
Yes, I just got the I think it was like the Colorado something, and then the Texas not tornado, but it was like Texas Terror, and then the Brooklyn Bad Boy. That's all been like in a span of like a year that people are just labeling and throwing at me, and I'm like, I'll take it, I'll catch it, I'll keep that one. Awesome. I'll turn it into a shirt.
Now, the last time we talked to you, the pandemic was still kind of going and everything had kind of hit pause in your life. But since then, everything's starting to open back up. So talk to us a little bit about the last year of your life and how everything has kind of progressed.
Well, I mean, since the pandemic, that was a wild ride for everyone, including independent workers like myself. And I definitely felt the effect of the pandemic and just like wrestling shows coming to a stop, and even some wrestling shows that were up and running. I just remember seeing no one there, and it was just weird. It was different, and then now it's like with slowly progression, like we have some fans coming in, and the whole mask mandate and all that. It's definitely a different time, a different vibe, something that we're gonna like talk about in like 10 to 20 years and be like, remember that wild, crazy time. So for me, the pandemic, things are picking up, and I can literally open this book and literally tell you that I am booked wrestling wise through, oh my gosh, May of 2022, where I am going to be somewhere already. That's so I went from one or two bookings, during the pandemic to like a whole month of not wrestling, and then a whole 3, 4, 5 months of not wrestling. And then now it's, like I said, I'm booked every weekend consistently till May of 2022, with the last city being Colorado. So it's been a wild ride for me, and I'm pretty sure everybody else.
Now, also last time we spoke to you, you were about to build a new house, and I've seen the pictures of this thing. I'm telling you, man, it is absolutely gorgeous. Congratulations. But I don't see the man cave this time.
Oh. Well, it is still in progress.
Okay.
Lots of things are still in bins, and I've got my TV going, I've got my little center going.
That's so sweet.
You know what I mean? I really haven't put anything up, but I still got my lovely collection still going. So, and a lot of things are in bins, But I tell you what, when this thing is up and running, you guys will definitely see some fun stuff. I've been going crazy and spending a lot of money on eBay and buying back my childhood, which no one really understands. But to me, I am collecting everything that I couldn't have as a kid.
I 100% understand, and I like every one of those posts I see because I've been doing stuff.
I recently got that.
Oh, that is sweet.
Yeah, I got it for a really, really good deal. So I haven't opened it yet, but like I said, yeah, with your memorabilia behind you, it's so awesome. But I have some really cool stuff from the 90s and the 80s that I was like, either I lost, I got them stolen, or I broke them, or my dog chewed them up. Now as an adult, I can actually let it sit in my office and not actually touch it. So, it's a fun thing for me. I love eBay.
So is there some grail pieces that you're got your eyes on that you're just really hoping pop up?
You know what? I'm an action figure collector, so I look for literally anything. You know what I mean? From things like this, like a Sunny. Like I spent a couple bucks on this, but I'm gonna actually start getting into collecting things that I don't collect. One thing I really want is like the Undertaker gloves, the purple gloves. And that I saw online, and it was really expensive. And I'm like, oh, do I need that? Do I want it? I want it, but do I need it? But do I have the money? Sure. But I'm like, oh, I don't want to spend that much on purple gloves. I don't know. But I really want that. That's something I'm really kind of back and forth with. No one's bidding on it because it's so much. It's almost like $5,000. But I think I'm keeping my eye on it.
Yeah.
Maybe the Undertaker's the one who's listed it on eBay.
I don't know, but I don't want to be one of those guys that, spend all this money on eBay and all of a sudden get like, the dollar store purple gloves, and you're like, what the heck are these? So I'm a little weary, and I'm careful.
Yeah, I think some of those big items are out of my reach, but I like to look at the things that are maybe coming out now that I know will be super rare, or it'll be something that people will want later on. And I absolutely love the thrill of that hunt. Just like figures.
Oh yeah, I'm a big AEW fan, and I collect those. And I just recently went to Target for some stuff for my daughter, and I ran into this. So I was like, hey, I spend too much money on figures, guys. I got to get a new hobby, maybe wrestling. I don't know.
Well, let's talk about your actual wrestling career, because I'm going to be honest. I don't think I know anyone who self-promotes himself more than what you do. And from your promo work and your videos that you post out there, you could be wrestling a no-name Jack from West Texas, and you're out there shooting videos, promoting those matchups, probably better than anyone that's on my television on a Monday or Tuesday night. So tell us a little bit about your process and how you get involved as far as promoting yourself.
Look, guys, I come from Santino Bros Wrestling Academy, and I was trained by a guy named Joey Chaos from XPW. A lot of people know that. Some may know that, some may not. But the fact is, he would always say, push, promote, and basically, promote yourself, because no one's going to promote yourself better than you can. No one knows your character better than you, and no one wants to see you succeed more than you. And I live and die on that. You know what I mean? As you say, like I wrestle guys that no one's ever even heard of. But if I could turn that match by building something with my promos, with just nonstop, I don't want to say it's ads, but it's more like, hey, here's a new promo. Hey, this is what this guy said about me. Like, I don't only promote myself. I take whatever that guy is saying about me and I promote it on my page. And if it happens to be like, hey, who's that guy? And he does something cool, or he has a cool promo. Well, my audience will go to him, and we've built each other. You know what I mean? And that's the goal for me, is like, I just want to push, promote, and excel in the worst way, because I can't rely on promoters. Promoters will post something one time and that's it. That's it for the month. I promoted the show, and then they complain, why do I only have 5 people here? Well, because you promoted on November 1st and it's November 15th, and now people forgot. Every single week that I wrestle, I'm in a different state. And for that week, I am going to promote that show. I mean, even way before that, maybe like a month or two, whatever. But during that week of the show, I'm pushing and crunching, and I'm just letting everybody, the world know, hey, I'm wrestling in West Texas against this guy. And this is why this is important, because this guy might hurt me, or I might hurt this guy and take his belt, or whatever it is. So I'm really big with promoting. And if you don't do it, people forget about you. I know I have 5,000 friends on Facebook, and I can tell you something. I see maybe 2 or 3 people promoting just like me and working as hard. And then I know guys that are still going, and they're like, why can't I get booked? Well, nobody knows you're a wrestler. What do you mean? Well, you don't promote yourself. Well, I'm on the flyer. Well, you don't share it. Well, I get people to go. Well, your family doesn't count. What about people that actually want to pay to see you? You know what I mean? Like, I can invite my mom and dad, but if I can have somebody invest in me and go, I want to see Gino Rivera get his butt kicked, or I want to see Gino Rivera kick his butt, I brought them to the show. And like I said, promoting is part of the job. It doesn't stop when you put on your boots and tights and you win a match or you lose a match. It doesn't stop. You need to push, promote, and just keep going. Guys, I'm going to be in like 4 or 5 different cities in the next 3-4 weeks. And I'm here. I'm just in your face. You need to know this because I need you guys to pay attention to what I'm doing.
Well,
I love attention.
I think that makes perfect sense. And it helps for me. It helps me care about the story and want to see what's going to happen. And so often you get these local shows and things that they post a flyer and expect you to just show up, but everybody's got these busy lives going on, and what brings people to these shows is just what you're talking about, and you are doing a fantastic job at it.
I really appreciate it, guys. I always said, you know what? A lot of people are afraid to do promos. They're afraid to make an ass out of themselves. They're afraid to speak up and sound stupid, or they're afraid to make mistakes. And for me, I've made a ton of mistakes. I've looked like an idiot tons of times, and it doesn't faze me. I've learned. I've said the wrong things. I've said the right things. I've said too much. I've said too little. Each time I do a promo, it's to me, I'm learning on the job. I'm self-training myself, and I don't know. Like I feel like if I do not promote the show, promote the match, promote through promos or whatever it is, and do interviews and all that, then I failed a company, I failed myself, I failed the person that I'm working with, because I didn't do anything to make someone invest. And that's what we all care about. Look, Undertaker made me invest in him. He was scary, he had some cool entrances, he had a cool manager, he had an urn, and 30 years now, I've been invested in the Undertaker. I will follow him from here to China because I have invested in him. And when I met him, he was everything I wanted him to be. I mean, that's the same thing I got to do, right? I got to entertain the people, bring them to the show. And when they meet me and when they buy my merchandise, I've got to be that person that they see on screen and then go, you know what? I love to hate that guy, or I love to cheer that guy. He's awesome. I'm investing in him. So when I do my next promo, my next match, my next whatever, I have people that will literally drive 6 hours to come see me wrestle for 10 minutes. If that's not investing in me, I don't know what else is. And I believe every wrestler should do that and not rely on a flyer or a promoter or a booker to just here's a picture, do whatever you guys want with it, whatever. No, that's not the way I was brought up. And like I said, I've got 4 or 5 months of promoting that I'm going to be doing for the next, oh my gosh, May till May 2020. I've got so much promoting to do, and I love it. It doesn't bother me at all. I wake up every day at 3 to 4 a.m. and I promote all day, every day.
Sometimes you do such a great job with your promo work. You got people waiting outside of the show to fight you, and then you've got kids spitting in your face. I mean,
yes, it's
been a rough year for you.
Hey, it's part of the job, man. I like to compare myself. I don't know if I can do this, but whenever I cut promos, whenever I'm in character as Gino Rivera, I want to be the next Shane Douglas. I want to be the next Loose Cannon Brian Pillman. I want to be the next Roddy Piper, and I want to be the next Macho Man Randy Savage. If I could roll them up into a little Play-Doh ball and then, create that person, I would create Gino Rivera. And if they happen to throw beer cans and bottles and spit at me and wait for me in a parking lot, so be it. I've done my job. That means they've invested so much into my character. They want to kick my butt. And I love that. There's a lot of evidence of that on YouTube. You can definitely type in fan attacks Gino Rivera. We just saw Seth Rollins get attacked, which is, something else. That was awesome, but also stupid in a certain way. For me, I welcome it, but I do have people go, "Hey, you knucklehead!" Like that was a dumb move, challenging that guy to fight in a parking lot. Now he's waiting. And then I've had a guy in San Diego have a screwdriver and literally try to stab me in my gut. I've had a girl throw a bottle at me and my 3-month-old daughter. You know what I mean? Like these are things that come with the character Gino Rivera. And if you can't, stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. I can stand the heat. So I love it.
Now, you also had a tremendous bright spot here recently, because the last time we had you on, you mentioned the WWE and you were involved in a tag team match. And you said, if that was it for me, I made it, and you were happy with that. But recently, once again, they came knocking, and you had yourself a match with Keith Lee. Tell us about how that kind of transpired.
Man, I was asked to be in, I think, Phoenix, Arizona. I don't even remember because all the traveling I do. I was asked to be in Arizona. I showed up. We did the whole COVID-19 test and did everything. You know what I mean? Sat in a hot sun. By the time I got in, there's protocol. You know what I mean? You don't just walk in and go, okay, who am I wrestling? Like, it's WWE. This is the biggest company in the world, wrestling wise, entertainment wise. And I did protocol. I got my suit on. I shook hands, got with whoever I needed to get with, changed clothes, and I was ready to do the tryout because they usually have tryouts before the show and to see what you can do in there, right? And they didn't have any. And I was kind of bummed out. I look at the Titantron and there's like a countdown of, hey, there's only 30 minutes, the doors open. I'm like, we're not gonna do anything today. All right. And that's the thing is with WWE, you can never expect anything. Do not go there expecting to wrestle a match, to do anything. I've flown to Las Vegas when they asked me, hey, can you be there, kid? We need you tomorrow. Can you be there? Yes, I'll be there. Boom, I'm there. And all of a sudden they're like, hey, we got nothing for you. Enjoy catering. Darn, right? So that's happened to me quite a few times with WWE. And then there's sometimes that, hey, we got something for you. Get your gear on. Let me see what you can do. So yeah, so basically I didn't think anything was going to happen. And then a wonderful person with a slogan says, stand back. There's a hurricane coming through. He looked at me and he pointed at me. And he's like, you. Everybody gets up. That's, extra talent is what they call it. Enhancement talent, whatever you want to call it. But, he looked, he turned around, he's standing with Keith Lee, and all of a sudden he points. And I knew he was pointing at me, but everybody else thought, oh, it's us, whatever. And he goes, no, you with the purple tie. That's a nod to The Undertaker. You with the purple tie, come here. And I'm like, here we go. And this is in Los Angeles, I believe. I'm sorry, not Arizona, but I wasn't a local guy there. So of course, all those local guys were pissed and they were like, he's not even from here. What are they going to do with him? Sure enough, Hurricane asked me, he said, hey kid, you're going to be working with this guy right here. What can you do? And I was like, anything and everything, but I can make him look really good and strong. And he's like, oh, okay. All right. Well, go get your gear. See what we can figure out together, and don't be too flashy, but come on back. And I put on my gear. I came back. He's like, all right, that's what you're going to wear. That's it. Let's do it. You guys got 2 to 3 minutes. And, and Keith Lee was just basically like, all right, here's what we're going to do. And we're going to have fun. Don't worry. And he literally went over some stuff and we discussed some things. And all of a sudden I could hear the crowd coming in because it gets quiet in there. And all of a sudden you feel the energy of everybody's excitement. You know what I mean? And we were up, I think, first or second. And you could definitely, now the nerves are kicking in, right? This is not some indie show. This is the WWE. I've got a job to do. I need to make this man look like a monster, more of a monster than he already is. And I've got to make sure I don't fall on my face and never be, on that list of, hey, he's not welcome back. So I went out there and got a few cheers, got a few, hey, Gino, there's people that know me in LA, and, that's always awesome. They don't give me an entrance. They just walk me to the ring and I stand in the dark. All of a sudden Bearcat pops on the Titantron and my nerves just go right to my back. I'm like, ugh. And he steps in the ring and he's bigger than he looks on TV. In person, he's huge. And we went to, I wouldn't want to say we went to war, but he destroyed me like he should have. And it was one of the greatest 2-3 minutes of my life. And I laid there and they rolled me out. I walked to the back and everybody gave me the thumbs up. You know what I mean? From Bruce Pritchard to Shane Helms, you know what I mean? To a few other guys, I can't really remember, but a few wrestlers walked by and said, good job, kid. Good job, kid. I think Dolph Ziggler walked by me in the hallways. It was like, he gave me a good job, kid. And I'm like, hey, that's all I need, man. It's just for people to know that I can go in there and I can sell big and make these guys look like the stars that they really are. That's my job. So
that's fantastic. Like, just being able to give someone that shine, to be able to, because that's what wrestling's all about when we get down to it, isn't it? It's just it's helping create these stars to sell tickets, to get people invested. And I'll tell you, I bet you I watched your clips over and over and over, and it's just it's a sight to see. And hopefully, we'll see a whole lot more of you going forward. It would be great if they could pick you up for that kind of stuff, because I'm telling you, you did exactly what you said you were going to do. You made him look like an absolute monster.
Yeah. It was awesome, man. I went in there, and Keith Lee is such a professional, and this is 3 weeks away from him being released, and he had the biggest smile on his face. He was so happy, and he was just like, man, this is gonna be fun. Don't worry about it. Are you nervous? And I'm like, nah. You know what I mean? But he took care of me, and I literally walked out of there like I wasn't in a car crash when it looked like I was in a car crash. So I'm sure I'll be back there. I'm actually going to be with WWE on December 3rd in San Antonio, Texas coming up. So we'll see what they have for me there. I could be eating catering, or I could be putting over a guy like Veer, the Arabic guy, who's awesome. He's a great talent. But that's one of my jobs. It's like I scope these people out. I always look at who is WWE building right now. What monster are they trying to get over? And I go and watch all of their stuff. I watch what move they do week to week to week. That way, when I am hired to do something with that person, and they come up to me, and I can go, hey, I know everything you do. You don't have to tell me anything. I will see you out there, and I'm going to do what I'm here for. You know what I mean? Like that is awesome. I like wrestling matches where guys even study me, and they go, hey man, Gino, I watched tons of matches about you, and I know what you do. I look forward to taking that move, or I look forward to working with you. That's just so awesome and very professional. So that's what I do. I scope out from NXT to SmackDown to Raw. Who are they building? I'm going to watch them. And then when it's my turn to do whatever I've got to do, I already know how to take that move. I can do it safely. I know what they like. I know what they want to do. I was prepared to work with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan one time. And I watched them, and I thought I was going to job to them at SmackDown, and it ended up being my 205 Live match. They're like, no, you're going to be here, and these guys are going to get their butt whipped. But I was prepared to take that clothesline from Luke Harper. I was like, I'm going to freaking flip inside out for that guy and make sure that he knows, man, that kid's awesome. So, I mean, every time I work for the WWE, I always get the pat on the back. I always get the thumbs up. I always get welcome back. And for me, it's not seeing my favorite superstars. For me, it's not going back to wrestle a dark match or to get jobbed out. Now I've got to find a way to secure a contract somehow, some way. And if I can do that by selling my butt off, I'll do that every time. You know what I mean? I the stars in my eyes are gone now. You know what I mean? I've been there every single year since 2014. I've got to secure a contract now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the whole landscape of pro wrestling, like has totally changed in the last 6 months. There's, I hate to say it, WWE is releasing a lot of talent, but 2.0 NXT right now is also developing a lot of new talent. Yeah. And then, of course, the emergence of AEW. So the possibilities are limitless, for professional wrestling right now. I think even Impact's kind of stepping up their game a little bit. MLW is stepping up their game. Ring of Honor is going to rebrand, supposedly, everything about them. So hopefully, like you're saying, you'll get a guaranteed contract somewhere where you can continuously work with some great talent, and people who will maybe not have seen you yet will be able to take notice of you very soon.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I struggle with today. As much as I promote, you'd think somebody would go, hey, this kid's always, let's give him a chance. Right now, I can't seem to catch a really good break. I can do these WWE stints and all that, but I can't catch I don't feel like I'm on anybody's radar, and I've been told differently, but based upon what I know, I don't feel like I've had that PWG break or that Impact break. I've worked for AEW, but it wasn't my time to have a match at that time. So, if I could get on national TV and get that big break, I think that would help me out even more. But I'm very hopeful. I'm very patient. That's one thing you got to be. I've been patient for 13 years. Wrestling consistently every week in wrestling. So I can wait another 13 years, you know what I mean? But apparently, people are getting released, and that's really sad. And it's so hurtful to see some people lose their jobs. It's terrible. But as you know, like, it's a system, right? Like, people, Undertaker left, so he left that spot open so somebody else can go and get that spot. And soon Roman Reigns will leave and leave that spot open. It's just like a cycle. Macho Man left, and Hogan left, and Piper, and all these other superstars. Brett left, Shawn left, Triple H. Like, it does this. And yeah, you could say, they didn't get released, but they moved on to bigger and better things. And I believe that those that got released will move on to bigger and better things, because WWE is not the be all and end all. There's so many other places to work and so many other places to make money. Not great money, but at least something where you can always have food on your table. And I pray that they all find jobs. You know what I mean?
So does that, with when you talk about people being released and things like that, does that make you less eager to be with WWE and maybe hope that another place would sign you over them? Or is it still kind of the dream to, WWE is, like you said, the be all end all? How is your take on that?
So, and I've explained this to a lot of people, and I can definitely say this. Look, I'm 33 years old, okay, and just recently I was told that I'm too old to work for the WWE as a wrestler. I can do these little extra stints, that's fine, but to get a contract there, as long as a certain someone's there, 33, I'm too old. I look like I'm 12. But on paper, I'm 33 and I'm too old. I was also told that I'm too old to be a referee. 33 is too old to be a referee. And then I'm also auditioning for something that I can't really speak about right now. But I'm not too old for that. But we'll see how that goes. It might take me off the market, but it might not be in a wrestling capacity. So as far as WWE, look, I grew up watching the WWF. And I know I said that WWE is not the be all and end all for people, but for me, it's the only place I want to be. Sure, I'd love to be in New Japan. Sure, I'd love to be in AEW, but my heart is with the WWE, and it doesn't scare me that they're releasing people. That's why you've got to have a plan B. I was always told to save your money, to go to college, get a degree. That way, these things, you have something to fall back on, and we don't have to see you working at Target. Not that anything's wrong with that, but you don't want to go from being a superstar on TV to, hey man, here's 20, pump my gas on, whatever. I don't know if they pump gas anymore around here, but it saddens me that people get released from the WWE and they have the same dream that I do. It's like, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to be here, and to lose my job, what do I do now? I think I kind of feel like that, but yes, WWE is the only place I want to be at, and it doesn't scare me. I'm not afraid to fail. I live really well. I'm well off. And this is without a music contract. This is without a WWF contract, WWE contract. I live really well. I'm not afraid to start over and fall on my face if it never works out. So, but yes, I'd like to be in the WWE without a doubt. That's number one.
Now, before we end up letting you go tonight, I wouldn't be the person I am if I didn't allow you to self-promote yourself right here, right now, to anyone out there. It's your chance. Plug the merchandise, plug some shows that you're going to be at. Here you go.
Absolutely. Guys, my name is Gino Rivera, aka Gino Toldyouso, and you can find me on all social media apps, all social media platforms at Gino Toldyouso. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Yes, I said TikTok. I do all the funny little stuff on there. I'm also coming to, in the next, I'm just going to just sound off a few dates that I'm going to be at. On the 27th of November, I'm going to Amarillo, Texas. December 3rd, I will be in San Antonio, Texas for WWE. Who knows what will happen? Watch SmackDown. Keep your eyes peeled. And for December 4th, I'll be in Kansas. December 11th, I'll be in Colorado. December 17th, I'll be in Arizona. December 18th, I'm wrestling in New Mexico. And I'm going to stop there. And you can also pick up my merchandise through me. You can DM me. I make all of my own merchandise. I stopped working with Pro Wrestling Tees when they started taking half of my money. So I basically got a screen printer. I've done my own hats, my shirts. Everything is exclusively made by these hands. And you can pick everything up, your merchandise, your cards, hats, shirts, masks, sanitizers, you name it. I've got it. So check me out on all social media platforms where you can find my matches. Check me out on YouTube. I upload everything. I just recently uploaded 3 or 4 matches. So every day I upload everything. So check me out there. And also don't forget to pick up my book by yours truly right here, right?
I'm going to plug that at the end. They know it gets plugged at the end. Hey, and I'm going to tell everyone, Gino has some of the best merchandise out there. Me and Tom are always seeing it. We're always, Gino done release something else. Gosh darn it. Cause
I try to get one at least once a month, a new design, you know what I mean? Even with gear, I try to have new gear at least once every 3 months or 2 months. You got to keep fresh. You got to look fresh, you know what I mean? And if I can do that with gear and shirts and, every other company does that, they don't really stay with the 1997 logo. They keep going. And I do that. So I've got over 40 different logos. So
Gino, I think it's the world of you. And for anyone who still hasn't had a chance to pick up a copy of my book, Independent Road to Wrestler's Journey at Barnes & Noble's, Gino's chapter was probably my favorite to write. Absolutely love this guy. I'm so glad we were able to get him back tonight. We're going to do it again. So yes. I'm telling everyone, Gino will be back as much as Gino wants to come back because we love having Gino.
Anytime. I've got a little 5 second story. This past weekend, I wrestled in Scottsdale, Arizona, and someone had that book, and I signed it. And it's on my YouTube channel. It's basically Gino Rivera fans or something like that, and it's a recent post, so you'll see him. But he had the book, and he had me sign it. So I'm like, dude, that is awesome. Like someone read my story.
Yeah, one of these days, you and I are going to meet face to face, and you're going to sign my copy because that's my goal: is to get everyone to sign my copy of the book. But for everyone out there, make sure you are staying safe and doing everything you need to do so you can go watch Gino wrestle. So whatever restrictions they've got going on for those shows, make sure you're doing just that. We need professional wrestling to keep rolling. Again, don't forget, pick up a copy of my book, Independent Road to Wrestler's Journey, or my new children's novel, Loving Casey Nelson. We're number 67 right now on the top 100 bestsellers list, Barnes & Noble's for Loving Casey Nelson. Appreciate all the support as always. For myself and Tom, everyone have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see y'all later in the week.